Most of us handle these small home problems on autopilot. A little ceiling stain simply gets painted over. A slow drip gets a bowl. We flip a tripped breaker and move on with our day. Everything looks normal for a while. But the damage you see is rarely the whole story. It is usually just the final stop in a long, hidden chain of events. Take a typical scenario. After a heavy rainstorm, you notice a faint brown ring on the bedroom ceiling. By morning, it's dry. Nothing is dripping, and the roof looks intact from the driveway. You add it to a mental list called, "I'll deal with that later." The instinct here is completely understandable. A small visual footprint implies a small, isolated physical issue. Treating surface symptoms as the actual disease guarantees that a minor, fixable defect will escalate into a major failure. A house is a highly connected system. The roof keeps water outside. Gutters carry it away. Plumbing contains it. And electrical wiring carries current through strictly controlled, dedicated pathways. A small defect simply breaks one of those controlled paths. Once the perimeter is breached, constant external forces like gravity and air pressure continuously exploit the opening. The defect stays small, while the affected area behind the walls keeps growing. Let's track that dry ceiling ring from the next storm. Water gets through the tiny roof opening, runs diagonally along a wooden rafter, bypasses the room directly underneath, soaks into attic insulation, and hits the bedroom drywall. As the University of Minnesota Extension explains, roof water can reach walls, ceilings, and insulation. The location of that first visible mark tells you almost nothing about the true journey of the water. Rolling another coat of paint onto the ceiling does nothing to repair the broken roof flashing. It certainly does not dry out the soaked insulation sitting directly above that fresh paint. Resetting a system or painting over a symptom without mapping its exact pathway leaves the mechanical cause in place, quietly degrading the physical structure of your house. The EPA and CDC give moisture intrusion a strict practical clock. Damp materials generally need to be dried within 24 to 48 hours to stop mold from taking hold on drywall, wood, and paper. A damp surface won't instantly sprout dangerous mold at exactly hour 49, but delaying the repair rapidly shrinks your window for an easy, localized cleanup. This principle applies to mechanical airflow as well. A dirty HVAC filter restricts the amount of air moving through the ductwork. As dust builds up, the fan works harder, the cooling drops, and the house stays warm. Dropping the thermostat by 3 degrees compensates for the lack of airflow, but it masks the physical blockage while forcing the outdoor compressor to run much longer and consume far more energy. The Department of Energy states that simply swapping that clogged filter for a clean one lowers an air conditioner's energy consumption by 5 to 15. Electrical warning signs require a completely different level of caution. A warm outlet, a flickering light, or a mild shock is never a symptom you postpone while waiting to see if it gets worse. These signs indicate active physical friction inside the walls. They point to overheating wire, loose connections, or overloaded circuits arcing inside a concealed box. This chart shows residential electrical malfunction fires estimated by the U.S. Fire Administration in 2023. Those 23,700 fires caused over 300 deaths and $1.5 billion in property losses. A flickering light won't always spark a blaze, but hidden electrical friction can trigger a fire in seconds. Relying on guesswork and repeatedly resetting a tripped breaker is inherently life-threatening. To stop this cycle, we have to separate diagnosis from action. An inspection answers where the problem is and how far it has spread. A repair answers exactly what material must be replaced, dried, or sealed. You often need both. A roofing contractor will correct the flashing on the exterior, while a water damage specialist uses moisture meters to evaluate the soaked drywall inside. This brings up a massive misconception: the belief that homeowners insurance will automatically sweep in and write a check if neglected maintenance finally causes a serious leak. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners is clear on this. Homeowners insurance is not a maintenance contract. You are responsible for ordinary upkeep, like repairing a roof the moment it begins to leak. Proper diagnosis and proactive upkeep are required because insurance shields you against sudden accidental losses, not the predictable, creeping consequences of long-term negligence. Here is a 3-step checklist to regain control. Step 1. Stop active threats and make the area safe. Move belongings away from water, avoid a bulging wet ceiling, and shut off power to any outlet that sparks or buzzes. Step 2. Document and diagnose. Take clear photos of the damage. Notice exactly what triggers the symptom. Does it happen during heavy rain or when a specific appliance turns on? If you rent, notify your landlord or property manager promptly in writing and keep a copy of that message. Step 3. Repair the cause. Verify your contractor's license, ask if your local municipality requires a permit, and get the exact scope of work in writing. Organizations like the Virginia Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation and the International Code Council emphasize licensing and permits specifically to protect consumers from shoddy, undocumented work. Finally, verify the result. Confirm with your own eyes that the actual source of the leak was fixed and that the damaged materials behind the wall were removed or dried, not just covered with a new layer of paint. Finding the hidden cause early prevents a single minor defect from multiplying into a massive multi-system failure. Next up, watch our breakdown of what homeowners insurance actually covers and what it usually leaves entirely up to you.